So this video is a reply to my video talking about how Canada's become a fucking dumpster fire. I've been getting so many comments like, oh, what about free healthcare? Good luck getting a doctor nowadays in Canada. My family doctor retired. The doctor that took over for her is a fucking schmuck. He is one of the shittiest, worst doctors. Like, I'm surprised that he's still allowed to practice. I don't even have him as my doctor, though, because I had to move to Nova Scotia with my husband. I have no doctor. The only reason why my husband gets health care is because he's in the military, so it's covered under the military, and they have doctors on base. If I wanted to get health care, the hospitals near my house, they're not even open most of the time because they have no staff, no doctors. I don't even want to talk about the last trip that I had to make to the emergency room that's 10 minutes away from my house. I waited for almost 7 hours. I didn't see a doctor. I saw barely any people going in. I think there was one emergency doctor on staff that night. The nursing staff were all overworked, overtired, and to be honest, one, they needed a fucking raise because they were dealing with a lot of bullshit. But I believe in the last month, the hospital that is closest to my house, and it hasn't even been the full month of August yet, has been closed just about 11 times, the emergency room, for over 24 hours. There's no help here. If I wanted to go to the emergency room, I would almost have to drive 30 minutes to the hospital or go to the city, which is an hour away, just to get help. If you're lucky enough and you have good coverage, like I know OHIP will cover the Maple app, 10 out of 10 use Maple. The only thing is there are certain things that the doctors cannot prescribe you medication for because you need to be seen in person. Like if you have, say, like a fever, strep throat, you're presenting symptoms that you would need to be checked in to a hospital for, they'll be sending you to a hospital and you won't get help. But if you just need like prescription refills, Maple's amazing. I get coverage because of my husband's military coverage. Also, all the people that are so quick to judge about what you're buying, like I basically buy everything that's on sale. The meat that we buy is 50% off, and it's not good quality meat. The vehicles that we drive, they're old. I drive a 2015 Jeep Compass, and if you know anything about a 2015 Jeep Compass, you know that the CBTs are fucked, and they're basically a little shitbox on wheels. My husband drives a 2004-5 Toyota Echo. We're not living in the lap of luxury. We're getting screwed for power for Nova Scotia Power because God knows they're allowed to go up 7% a year. We are on my parents' streaming services, so we're really not paying for extra things. We're barely getting by making the amount of money that we make. And I have not once said this has anything to do with immigration. I'm saying that we shouldn't let so many more people in right now because we don't have the housing and resources for them. My family is an immigrant family. My husband's family, immigrant family. And recent immigrants. My family came here in the 60s. My husband's family came here in the late 90s. So immigration is amazing. We love it. Diversity is fucking fantastic. Do we have the resources for these people coming in that are escaping horrible situations? We don't hardly have housing. We've had in our local group somebody posting trying to find an apartment or a house for rent for a family coming from Syria. When half the people that live in this town, if they were to move out of their current apartment, they wouldn't even be able to find a place to live because there's nothing in our town. Like, this woman's been posting 3 or 4 times now and nobody's given her any leads because there's nothing. And I'm like, oh, these people are set to arrive in September, yet we don't even have a house set up for them. So like, what are we fucking thinking? Also, they're escaping a horrible situation, and you're just gonna let them come here with no housing, potentially having to live on the streets, and then pay for groceries, gas. They'd have to get a vehicle if they wanted to work. It's just not feasible, like at all. For some people that are coming here and just starting out, it is not feasible. Of course, the people coming here that are fucking rich as shit aren't gonna have any fucking issues. But also they're taking up all this housing that the lower crust of the people already living here can't even have, that are homeless now because they can't afford. It is a huge epidemic. I did not vote for Justin Trudeau. Voting is very important, and I think there are some people, at least so it seems, you can never tell with politicians, there are some people that look like they actually might be trying to help us. Pierre Poilievre's number one there. Do I know everything else about him? Absolutely not. Have I seen a couple of videos that he is preaching about how to fix this problem? Sure. He might sound like he's got a better head on his shoulders than our current situation. If we weren't stuck here, because one, we own a house, and two, my husband's currently in the military stationed here, we would be fucking gone. We would be moving somewhere where we could actually afford to live. And yes, I know it's a global problem. Why am I talking about Canada? Because I fucking live here. I don't live in Europe. I don't live in the States. If you guys feel so much about that, why don't you get on here and fucking talk about it? The world is gone to shit. We know it. The boomers left it pretty shitty for us, and now we're struggling because of it. Yes, capitalism has a fuck ton to do with it. I studied sociology in university. I know. I actually wrote a lot of fucking papers on that. I am not uneducated. And actually, I'm going to be going back to school. So, I have family in Europe, friends in Europe. And yeah, it is the exact same thing. One of my best friends is currently living in a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment in England. And she is paying $18.50 Canadian split 3 ways. So, $55.50 Canadian for this apartment. Her and her significant other and their roommate can't even afford to heat it in the wintertime. I'm not fucking stupid. I know this world has gone to shit. I live in Canada, so I'm gonna fucking talk about Canada. Because, like, we need to wake the fuck up and deal with it. And anyone who has any feelings that I'm wrong, y'all are the upper crust of the society. Y'all are the ones that are fucking ruining it for the rest of us. Enjoy living in your penthouse in Toronto. While the rest of us are out here working our asses off and not investing in stocks because we don't have any fucking money to do so. Enjoy your crypto. Absolutely, if I had the extra money, I'd try to fucking invest it somewhere, but I don't even have $20 to invest right now. My investment is my house, but I haven't even been able to do anything for it.